Funders are not ATM machines. Let me say that again. Funders are not ATM machines. A lot of nonprofits operate as if they are. They think if I just find the right person, if I just say the right thing, if I just ask the right way, if I just push the right buttons, the money will come. That's not how this works. And underneath that, there's usually a belief that funding is scarce, that you're always chasing the next dollar, that you're constantly trying to catch up. That mindset will hold you back because it's not how funding actually works. If there's one way to think about funding at this stage and moving forward, it's this. Funding comes from two things: legitimacy and relationships. You need both, and you need them at all times. They are not separate phases. They're not things you do one after the other. They build together and they reinforce each other over time. Let's start with legitimacy. This is about one simple question. Is what you're doing real? Have you started? Have you taken action? Do you have something to point to? Even early on, that might look like an activity you've run, a program you've started, a group you've engaged, something you've learned through doing. Legitimacy comes from doing, not from describing. You don't need perfection, you don't need scale, but you do need something real. And now, let's talk about relationships. This is about the people around you. Who knows what you're building? Who have you spoken to? Who understands what you're trying to do? This is not about transactions. It's not about asking for money. It's about bringing people into your world, into the process. You're having conversations. You're sharing what's happening. You're listening. You're building connection. Now, bring these two, legitimacy and relationships, together. Legitimacy without relationships doesn't go anywhere. You can be doing great work, but if no one knows about it, no one understands it, and no one is connected to it, it won't grow. And relationships without legitimacy won't hold. You can have great conversations, but if there's nothing real behind them, they won't turn into support. You need both working together. And this is where funding enters. People support what is real and what they feel connected to. Funding follows when legitimacy and relationships are both in place. Now, grants. Grants tend to lean more heavily on legitimacy. They require proof of activity, consistency, a demonstrated ability to perform. Relationships, on the other hand, can begin immediately. Now, if you approach funding as transactions, it becomes exhausting. But if you focus on building something real and building relationships around it, it becomes something that grows. So here's your next step. Think about your next conversation with a potential donor. Ask yourself, does this conversation do two things? Does it communicate legitimacy? Not apologetically, but clearly. What are we doing? What have we started? What are we learning? And does it build the relationship? Am I listening? Am I engaging? Am I creating a connection that can continue? The goal is not a transaction. The goal is to get to the point where there will be a next conversation. If you approach funding this way, you're not chasing money. You're building something real and bringing people into it. So, if you take a step back, here's what you've built. You started with your head and heart. You've clarified the problem. You've understood the field. You've made the decision to move forward. You put structure in place. You took first steps, and now you understand how funding actually works. That's not just information. That is a foundation for you to move forward. You're not just thinking about starting something anymore. You're actually in the process of building it. So if you're serious about doing this step by step, don't just watch this. Build it. There's a free guide you can use to work through everything we've covered. You can download it below or just go to givewithus.com and use it as you go. Because this only works if you turn what you're thinking into something real. And if you want to keep this going, we'll continue building on this. More conversations, more real-world insight, more ways to help you do this the right way. And remember, you are what you give.